Hi, this is Bree. It's Thursday, November 4th, and this is my first vlog for Anthrovlogology. Jesse, you asked me what type of geek subculture I identify with, and I think I identify most with the role-playing subculture, which is usually treated like it's at the bottom of the barrel as far as geek subcultures go. Because when you say, oh, I'm a gamer geek, people understand that. Oh, I'm an anime geek, people understand that. But when you say I'm a LARP geek or a roleplay geek, they immediately think that you are socially dysfunctional, which I beg to differ with, actually. You may be wondering, well, what is LARPing? Well, it's a lot like tabletop role-playing, except we actually get up and go out and dress in costume, and I think where the rub comes in is that we hit each other with foam weapons. They're made out of PVC pipe and foam, and we have little spell packets made out of cloth and birdseed that represent us throwing spells. Identify with it in the future? Absolutely. To tackle two questions at once, how long have I identified with it? I've been doing roleplay of all sorts, but mostly live action roleplay, since I was 13, and I'm now 23, going on 24, so I'm a big kid, if it isn't obvious already. I have loved every minute of it. Overall, I have found it one of the most rewarding things that I've ever done, and I plan to continue to do it until the day I die. I've always just kind of known I would do it until I couldn't anymore. As far as the anthropology of it, I'm not sure. I think that people who roleplay are searching for a set of circumstances that aren't normally available in the real world. Something that tests their character more than testing their math skills or their English skills or, those god-awful standardized tests. Our culture has a tendency to put more value on numbers. What do your numbers look like? Can you do math really quickly in your head? Can you edit a paper? Can you do this? Can you do that? But they never look at the character of a person. They tend to gloss over that. You're presented with all these different scenarios. Do you save the person on the side of the road, or do you stab them and go through their pockets for loose change? I think that mostly role players are role-playing to find themselves, to learn more about themselves. I think that people are also really looking for a sense of community, and in the roleplay community, whether you're doing tabletop or whether you're actually getting out there and doing it live action, your gaming group or the LARP that you go to becomes sort of a second family. They understand you in ways that your own family probably doesn't. They look after you. They teach you. They are the community that it takes to raise a child. And oftentimes it can turn into a family event. I actually researched a little bit before I made this. I probably should have researched more. I'm sure Mrs. Olmeyer would have appreciated that. But I found a site that is actually called Studies About Fantasy Role-Playing Games. And it's a big list of several books that have been written on the psychology behind role-playing games and things like that. It's at rpgstudies.net if you care. But there's quite a few books. The Fantasy Role-Playing Game, A New Performing Art, written by Daniel McKay. Playing Popular Culture, A Folkloristic Perspective on Role-Playing Games and Gamers, by Jack Holcomb. And Relationship of Role-Playing Games to Self-Reported Criminal Behavior, by Suzanne Abeta and James Forrest. That last one I mentioned mostly because I think it's a load of bull. And maybe that's what the book says. I don't know. I haven't read it. But I plan to go to the library tomorrow. I haven't been to the library in years. And check out these books and see what they say about my role-playing community. I look forward to seeing, especially the one about self-reported criminal behavior. I'll be very interested to see what that one says. Viewers, love to know what you think about the geek subcultures. Do you think there are geek subcultures? Do you care? Do you know any of the geek subcultures? Are you members of any of the geek subcultures? Do you think that Jesse and I are full of crap? I hope I don't get counted off for cussing. This is harder than it looks.